All right, so we got some interesting news out of Rams land today. I saw this not too long ago as I was finishing up work, and I got to be honest with y'all. I still don't really know what to think of it. So, as you can see from the title, evidently the Rams intend to trade wide receiver DeSean Jackson. Uh, DeSean, obviously, as y'all know, was someone we signed this past offseason. He's an explosive wide receiver, a bit older and a bit injury prone from past years, but he was effective. And I'll kind of touch on that more as we continue on. And our subtitle here says that in the Quigley and Tutu Atwell's time appears to be coming sooner rather than later. I'm hearing that, and I don't think so. I don't think Tutu's ready to take on a wide receiver role, nor do I. He's really gonna have to show me that he belongs in the NFL. I'll touch on that more later, but for the very few sample size I've seen from him, I'm not too thrilled with what I see. Okay? I'll kind of touch on that a little more as we continue. Moving on, the Los Angeles Rams and DeSean Jackson have mutually agreed to part ways only 7 games into a 1-year deal. Jeez. Jackson has only seen 15 targets in those 7 games and apparently believes he deserves more playing time and opportunities than that. Don't really blame him for thinking that as well. But the Rams are quite happy with Matthew Stafford dealing to Cooper Kupp most of the time, and then Robert Woods, Van Jefferson, and Tyler Higbee after that. DeSean Jackson seems to make even less sense now that when the Rams signed him to a 1-year deal worth over $4 million earlier in the year. And this looks legit because we got Ian Rappaport and Mike Garfolio, sorry if I mispronounced that, man, of the NFL Network are both reporting that the two will part ways soon. This is from Ian Rappaport. The Rams and wide receiver DeSean Jackson have mutually agreed to seek a trade partner, sources tell me, and Mike, the 34-year-old can still run, averaging 27.6 yards per catch this year, including a 75-yard touchdown. I want to say, when was that against? Oh my God, I don't remember. I want to say, was it the Bears? Oh man, I'm gonna have to look that back up. But anytime he's had the ball thrown to him, he's looked good. The 34-year-old Jackson was believed to have the same speed or similar to when he was one of the top deep threats in the NFL. For the Eagles, Buccaneers, and Washington football team where he first met Sean McVay. The two reunited this year as LA looks to make a Super Bowl run, but Jackson didn't seem happy with just being along for the ride. Or McVay just wants to see Tutu Atwell now. Lord have mercy. The second-round pick out of Louisville drew comparisons to DeSean Jackson before the draft. Yeah, well... Yeah. And he has not seen a target yet as a rookie. Moving Jackson to another team, should the Rams even find a trade partner, should open the door for him to be the new receiver stretching the field. If Jackson can't be traded, and I'm going to go ahead and highlight that. I'll get to that in a second. It seems that a release could be in the works next. Pardon me. So, my whole thing, first of all, how does the Ian Rappaport and Mike Garf, how do they even know this? Who's telling them that the Rams and DeSean have mutually agreed to seek a trade partner? Okay? Who's doing that? Because now, from what it looks like to me, we've lost our leverage now. Teams know that not only do we want to trade DeSean Jackson, but DeSean evidently wants out of LA, and most likely due to limited playing time, which I understand. What I don't understand is why you would then tell the entire NFL. Because if I'm another team, I'm just like, well, I'm just going to wait for them to release DeSean, and then sign him. So you lose your leverage. I don't, maybe I could be wrong on that, but I just feel like that I don't understand who leaked this. I can't imagine it was something they intentionally wanted. I could be wrong. I'll have to look into that. But, it's just one of those things. I understand. Do we need DeSean Jackson? No, we really don't. Cooper Kupp's playing out of his mind. Robert Woods is super reliable when we get him the ball. Van Jefferson has really come on strong this season. He's a beast, and he looks like he's going to be one for years to come. Higbee looks good, and there just wasn't a lot of room for DeSean. The thing is, he's a deep threat weapon, and what if one of our guys gets hurt? It's just you've already spent the money on him. It's money that could have been spent on like a defensive player to shore up our defense, like maybe re-signing, I don't know, like Morgan Fox instead of letting him go to Carolina, or re-signing one of our defensive players that have left, like Brockers or John or maybe Troy Hill rather than John Johnson. But I don't know. It just seems the Rams seem to make decisions they're very erratic with their decisions, it would appear, because we just signed them in the off season, and in the draft I don't understand why. I don't know if they necessarily have a plan, because we signed DeSean in the offseason, a wide receiver, to an already loaded wide receiver room. We then pass on one of the top tier centers in this past year's draft to draft Tutu Atwell, who has not seen barely any playing time and who has severely underwhelmed thus far. Okay, that may not be fair, Tutu, but when things like in the Seattle game, the very first play they kick off to you and you fumble the ball, tripping over yourself, it doesn't inspire a lot of confidence in the fan base. Okay, and to hear Sean McVay, I heard him in an interview say that he wants Tutu to have more of a sense of urgency. I believe were his exact words. I'll have to try and look that up. But see more of a sense of urgency. What that tells me is work ethic, okay? Now, I could be wrong. I'm not in the building. But I don't have any patience for someone being paid all this kind of money and having zero work ethic. All you got to do is just work on your craft. You're just a football player. Work on being a good football player. That's all you have to do. Study your playbook. Spend extra time at drills, and you're going to get paid millions of dollars. Okay? I have zero. That's one of the reasons why I got so frustrated with Goff. I'm like, if you ain't going to put in the work, get out. Just get out. Get out. Because I'm tired of seeing someone getting paid all this money and just chilling. Not putting in any type of work ethic. Now, to be fair to Tutu, that's just what it appears to me. That could be completely false. Dude could be putting in a lot of work. And he could be a talented wide receiver. Okay? I just haven't seen a lot of them. And from the tea leaves that I've seen throughout this past season, he just hasn't inspired a lot of confidence in me. And DeSean just looked, the very few times we used him, he looked great. have the weirdest feeling this is gonna bite us in the ass before this season is done, man. So I don't know, man. I still really don't know what to think of it. I don't think we're like in trouble with our wide receiver rooms. Our wide receiver room is stacked, so it's really not a big deal on that front. I would have liked to keep DeSean. You can never have enough playmakers, especially if you're trying to win, going after a championship. If you're saying you're going after a Super Bowl, I feel like you would want as many playmakers on your team. Okay, and if one of those playmakers has come to you and said, "Hey, I really want to be involved in the offense more," maybe put a little more effort into putting him on the field, Sean, so that he doesn't come to you and say, "Hey, I want to leave at the midpoint of the season." Well, DeSean, we'll see what he's still with us. He's still a Ram as of this moment, so probably won't be for much longer. But DeSean, I was very happy to have you on board. Wish you all the best luck in the world. Wherever it is you may end up, please don't go to the NFC West. Please don't go within conference. I trust Les Snead, y'all do. I'm sure y'all do know that at least, right? You can trade them to the AFC, send them to the AFC, and hopefully you get used more there. Because you still appear to have the skills. So I don't know, guys. This is just my initial reaction. I just saw this news like an hour ago, so I'm more irritated with the erratic decision-making skills of the front office of the Rams. I don't know who has the final say, whether it's Sean, whether it's Les, whether it's both, or Kevin Dem. I don't know who it is, but y'all need to get it together, okay? Y'all really need to get it together, because that money spent on DeSean Jackson that you spent could have been spent on helping bolster our defense, okay? That wide receiver draft luxury pick that we did not need, of which he hasn't barely even played, could have been used shoring up either the offensive line, anywhere on the defense. Even though Brian Allen has been playing well, I still feel we should have drafted Creed Humphrey. I still feel we should have got him, but it could have been used anywhere else anywhere else we needed it. But instead, we decided to sign someone we released at the midpoint of the season. So that's going to be it for now, guys. I'll talk to you guys in a little bit. I wish DeSean all the luck in the world. I thought he was a great teammate. He was very professional. He did not. I know he was frustrated with his playing time, but I appreciate DeSean that you did not make a scene, that you did not go online as most people do nowadays and make a big fuss, about how you need the ball, how you did this, and act all unprofessional, and put the Rams on blast and complain, even though it would be understandable if you did, but I appreciate the professionalism. DeSean, thank you. And I wish you luck wherever it is you may end up. So that's going to do it for now, guys. I will catch you guys on the next one. And as always, go Rams.